Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. You may or may not have noticed that I have had a really difficult time uploading recently, and I wanted to let you guys know what has been going on. Fair warning, there's probably going to be a bunch of TMI in here, but I just want to keep it real and be straight with you guys, and let's go ahead and jump into it. This whole medical problem that I've been facing started for me on Easter Sunday. I woke up Easter Sunday morning and I had what I thought were menstrual cramps, which is pretty strange because I haven't had menstrual cramps in years, ever since I'd say high school, and I'm 25. So I thought it was kind of strange, but I was like, whatever, like it's no big deal. I drove back to Boston. I still was feeling what I thought at the time were cramps. And I was like, oh, I'll go to the gym. Like that normally helps. It has helped me in the past. So I went to the gym for an hour and essentially they ended up getting worse, not getting any better. And I ended up taking a nap. And at about 2 o'clock that day, the pain that I thought was menstrual had moved to about my hip, my right hip side, and it was excruciating. I've never had pain like that before. I had put a heating pad on, that was doing nothing. My positioning, like I couldn't change my positioning, and I ended up throwing up. I got really nauseous and getting sick, and my mom's a nurse, and she's normally my go-to person for medical stuff, but she was in France, and my sister is a PA, and so I called her, and I could barely talk. The pain was so bad. And after describing to her my symptoms and the pain I was having, she said she thought it could be a kidney problem. And she told me to go to the ER. So I went to the ER. It's like 2 miles from my house in Boston. And while I was there, they took a urine sample, and again, TMI, my urine was orange, which meant that it was filled with blood, which is a really bad sign, and they deemed that I probably was having some sort of kidney problem, like my sister had said, and they did an ultrasound of it was my right kidney, and they found that nothing was blocked, so that was a good sign, and that I was probably having a kidney stone. I've never had a kidney stone. My aunt and my grandmother have had some kidney problems before. My grandmother died of kidney failure, and my aunt has had kidney stones. So technically it's in my family, but not in my immediate family. And I'm only 25, which is pretty young to, like, commonly people of my age don't have kidney stones. So they essentially were like, we're going to send you home with medication and some strainers. We want you to kind of try to catch your stone. You should be able to pass it naturally. And I was referred to a urologist, which is a kidney person or a kidney specialist, whatever a urologist is. I'm not medical by any means. And they told me to follow up with an appointment to see my urologist. So I was taking the medication. I went back to school on Tuesday because I took Monday off. They told me I shouldn't work on Monday. And as a teacher, missing school is really challenging because you have to put plans together. You have to have things in motion. And normally I normally will plan to have a sub. So I was flying by the seat of my pants, which causes stress as well. So I went to see my doctor on Thursday, and I thought, even though I hadn't been able to catch my stone, which is really weird, I thought I was all set. I thought I was done and that things were, I wasn't having pain anymore, so things must be fine. And they took a urine sample like they normally would, and my urine, even though to me it looked normal, it still had quite a bit of blood in it, he said. So he sent me down a couple of floors to do an x-ray, and naturally, the x-ray didn't show anything. And I thought that was really strange, and he said that it could be one of two things. Either your stone is so small that it can't be seen by the x-ray, or it's not a calcium stone, and only calcium stones, I guess, can be seen on x-rays. I don't know. So he required me to get a CAT scan, and that Saturday I got a CAT scan. And they told me in the CAT scan that they were able to find what they were looking for, but they couldn't tell me the results because they weren't technically my doctor and whatever. So I was going to go back to my doctor that following Friday. So essentially almost 2 weeks after originally being admitted into the ER for a kidney stone. In the meantime, I all of a sudden started to have pain cropping up in my kidney, and I was having pain when I was urinating, which normally that means you have a urinary tract infection, but I guess with kidney stones, it can be that you're just having just general pain. So I called my doctor on Tuesday to report the pain because my mom thought it would be a good idea, and thankfully she was back from France at that time. And he explained to me that I had a 6 millimeter stone, which, if you don't know, because I didn't know a lot about kidney stones besides that they were painful, was that your kidney passes liquid through your ureter into your urethra and bladder. And it's about the size of an uncooked piece of spaghetti, or a size of like a pencil point. So anything passing through there, no matter how small it is or big it is, if it's not liquid, it's really, really hard for that tiny area to process it, which is what causes all the pain. And he told me that my stone is almost to the point where it's impassable. Your body technically can't pass a stone naturally more than 7 millimeters. And I had a 6 millimeter one. So he was telling me that the pain I was, experiencing could be my body's way of telling me that I couldn't pass my stone on my own. And on Tuesday, he had said to me, do you want to be admitted into the hospital and have us try to take some steps? And at the time, I was like, no, like I need to try to be at school. We were going into April break. The end of the quarter was coming. You're probably thinking I'm crazy for not listening to my body, but I hadn't had any plans. I hadn't had packed anything for break. Like, I wasn't ready for break. My mentality was I still had 3 more days of school. So he told me that I could have 1 more day on my own to try to pass it. And if not, he was going to admit me into the hospital. So I went into school Wednesday, basically preparing my students for not to be in school the rest of the week. That night I had called my assistant principal who I work with and my department head to let them know what was going on and make them aware that I was not going to be at school the rest of the week after Wednesday. They both encouraged me to stay home on Wednesday, but I was like, no, like I need to wrap things up with my students. They deserve to know what's going on, and they deserve to have some sort of information before I just disappear and we go into break and there's a lot of things just left in the open. Like, that's just not fair to them, and it's really stressful for me. So I went in and I was supposed to do detention duty after school that day. And about 3 o'clock, I started to experience really severe, sharp pain, similar to what I had gotten on Easter Sunday, but not like, it was like maybe a notch below. So they were like, just go to the hospital. I drove to the hospital. On the way there, I called my doctor and he was like, that's it. We're going to take it from here. And I got admitted into the hospital on Wednesday. And I'm not, like, I don't want to cry, but it's been really, really challenging because I'm a control freak, and to not be in control of your body and to not know what's happening, or not have any sense of being able to fix it was really frustrating and really hard for me. Because I'm a busy person. I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things going on. And it felt like the worst time. Like, it just felt like the worst time, which, like, your body, like, doesn't care. Your body I need to listen to my body, but it was really hard. So I got admitted into the hospital, and my mom came down from Maine to be with me because Ben still needed to work, and there was no point of Ben just, like, hanging out at the hospital. Their first game plan was to pump me with fluids, and I probably took in about 4 liters through an IV to see if that could push the stone out, because my stone had moved pretty far down my ureter, which is good. Like, having the pain means that your stone is moving, which is positive, but it just wasn't going to finish. My body just wasn't going to be able to do it. So after being there on Thursday, my doctor came in and he said that my body wasn't passing it, and they were going to have to go in and remove my stone. And what they did for that, fortunately, my stone was about 3/4 of the way down my ureter. So they were able to, without cutting me open, and again, this is detailed, but I just want to be straight, they took a telescope up my bladder and found the stone, and then using laser, they broke my stone up to help make it smaller. They took a piece of it to be able to test it, to find out what type of stone it was, and then the follow-up to figure out, like, can I fix this? Is there something that I can do on my end? Or is it just like, you're SOL and this is just, your body will do it when your body does it, whatever. So Thursday night at about 7 o'clock, they put me under. I don't know anything. Like, I don't know. Like, I went into the OR and I was knocked out and that was it. And I woke up and it was all done. And they also put a stent in my body, and that was essentially to help open up my ureter, because obviously having a stone run through there causes quite a bit of problems. I mean, it irritated, it, cut and things. It just really roughed up my ureter, which is a sensitive part of your body. And so they put a stent in from my kidney to my bladder to help me be able to go to the bathroom and help allow my ureter to heal without being further irritated from what had happened. And I was able to pass the other fragments of the stone that they broke up with the laser. So I'm okay. The stint is uncomfortable and I'm not allowed to exercise, which sucks. Like, it really sucks. I really like exercising, and I'm obviously home this week, and I wanted to go to the gym that my mom and I used to go to together and go to Zumba, because I love all the ladies that I used to do Zumba with and stuff, but I can't. On the flip side, though, it's been really nice to have break this week, because I really don't know how I would have been able to get up each day and go to school, because it is really discomforting, and I'm going to the bathroom more often because I'm drinking more, and it's just the nature of the beast. I'm going to go in on April 30th to have my stent removed and hopefully be able to find out the results of my stone. So that's where I've been. That's why I haven't been filming, and it sucks. Like, it sucks not being healthy all the time, and it sucks not like knowing what your body's going to do each day and not being able to be yourself. And in my profession, it's really hard because I can't just go to my desk and sit there and like be a blob and not talk to anyone. So I'm hoping to get better soon. I'm really hoping this doesn't happen again. My CT showed that there weren't any other stones like floating around my kidney, which doesn't mean I'm not going to get them again. It just means that I don't have any that can potentially come down right away. So that's sort of where I'm at, but I'm resting up this week. I'm hoping to be fully fine once school starts next Monday and be able to just go into the end of the school year and not have any more problems. But I appreciate you guys, and I do apologize, but I have to listen to my body and take it day by day. You will, however, note that this headband came from the Lilly Pulitzer for Target line, so no, I did not miss that. But that's just kind of where I'm at, and if you guys have had any experience with this or have any advice, I'd love to hear from you. If you know anybody who's had a kidney stone or anything like that, I mean, it's helpful to get other people's perspectives on the whole thing. But that's it for me, guys, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.